Okay, so I'll go ahead and call our meeting to order. It's 6 o'clock p.m. Give us roll call, please.
Sim Katra, David Markovitz,
Here.
Robert Petty,
Here.
Baraj Sharma, Valerie Wales.
Here.
All right. Do we have anybody here tonight that wants to participate in our public participation? If you need to talk to us about anything other than a case we have on tonight? Nope. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start our reviews. Our first case, 24-10-53, it's at 9224 Darrell Road, Suite W, and it's the Joe Coffee Company. Okay, give us your name and
Got stuck at
through
the
your
shop.
plan.
You said state my name?
Yeah.
Joseph Abate, the Joe Coffee Company. Sorry about that. I came in on
That's okay.
trying to get all the equipment all set. Then I was like, oh my gosh, gotta go. So sorry about that. So I submitted two different layouts. One, the top one, you'll see the orange J, which is the logo. And then you have the Joe Coffee Company to the right of it. One of the issues last time was greater than 48 inches tall. So this particular one is 48 inches tall, 72 inches wide. So that would be my first choice. If
The
we
top
could-
one?
Top one, correct. And then if not, then the bottom one is, just has a couple variations more, where it separates top and bottom lines. I couldn't remember offhand if that was a stipulation as well, where it had to physically be separated last time, or if the lettering,
Yeah, I don't have a copy of the ordinance here, but I think it was like, one major sign of line of text and then a secondary, sign.
so, but the lettering it had to be under 24 inches, if memory serves me correct. So all the letters are under, I think they're 23 inches. And so you can see how they're spaced out a little bit different.
I like this new redesign.
Thank you.
I like it too.
You say your preference is on A?
Yes, if that's acceptable, I prefer A.
I like B better.
You like B better?
Kind of breaks apart,
Yeah.
It takes the go.
I'm thinking, if I'm driving by on the road, I almost think that the B would be easier to read
You
from a
think so?
distance.
Okay,
But that is up to you. That's not our decision.
okay.
It
So
breaks
would,
the lines a little bit.
okay.
I mean,
Your sign is, 3 words on it, so no matter how you're driving it,
You're
Yeah,
just-
it's but
I kind of feel the same too. I like the separation.
Okay.
I'm sure that's a little more costly to do that than the solid
Is it?
sign.
It is a little bit.
that's
And-
under the sign policy that you have in place already.
You gotta
So
have
it will conform to that. Otherwise, for
lines.
sign A, we'll have to do the variance, correct? The more letters or more
Yeah,
than
because
20.
it was a logo. You can have a logo sign with 2 lines of text. is the
Yeah,
way
and
it's
the
written.
2 lines of text, letters are not allowed to be over more than 24 inches. I don't know that it was stipulated that it had to be separated, but it said the lettering had to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
a top and bottom line, no more than 24
I
inches.
don't think that it was stipulated that they had to be separate.
I don't believe so as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do like the look of B better, but when you kind of look at it and squint a little bit, and maybe from a distance, you might not even see that separation till you get, up closer to
Correct, because it's only an inch or 2 separating the
Okay.
top and bottom line to make it the 48 inches tall. So
Well, I suggest you go with whatever you like best.
I appreciate that. As long as either one will work, I'll work with Fast Signs to get them, going as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So,
No, go ahead. Which one are you thinking about doing then? A?
That's my preference, correct, yeah.
Yeah, we're just giving him a hard time.
It's fine. I appreciate the input.
So just understanding this, right, A is one sign,
Correct.
and B is it three separate signs and put right next to each other?
Basically, yeah.
Well, if you're allowing A, the sizes are the same, if I'm reading it correct.
Correct, yeah.
You could really just combine them if you really had a passion for those white stripes. You could just do the single one, just put a white stripe down the side and white stripe across the middle,
You
and it's
could.
then gonna look like the second one.
Truth,
Except
yeah.
it would be one sign and probably more cost-effective and easier for installation. So if,
I think it's against the sign policy they have to have two separate signs, right? Or is it the one sign, but it has to be,
No, I can't remember if it says they have to be two separate signs. It says two lines of text.
Yeah, it just states 2 lines.
Correct.
2 lines,
Okay.
yeah. it's
The
just 2
logo can't be
lines.
more than 40%, I believe, and then it said something about 2 lines with the lettering being 24 inches or
Correct.
and under.
what
But I
kind
do
of
like
cost
your
difference we're
idea
talking here
of
between the
stripe the
signs?
lines in it.
just add the two stripes if you really
maybe
wanted to, you
A
know?
grand or
He does a
maybe
lot.
2,
No,
so
I'm just throwing out
Oh, I
options.
know.
Yeah, we'll go with that, then.
Yeah, it gets a little more,
It's a couple $100, I would say, you know.
correct,
but
yeah.
It's about a couple $1,000 or $2
Oh.
difference, so.
Go
Yeah,
go
it's-
with,
Because you got 3 different cabinets, so it adds a lot more to it, plus a
not
lot
gonna
more
do that to
wiring's
you.
got to go into it to wire it up and light it.
okay, so if we want to make a motion to approve this, do we need to approve the A? Or,
Yeah,
okay,
We can approve A or we can approve both and leave it up to him to determine which would be A. So, I mean, we may as well
Yeah,
just.
maybe, who knows, maybe I can, sweet talk them down into a little bit less of a variance in price and get B.
yeah, but do what you,
I personally kind of like B. I know cost-effective wise, it's A. But again, if I can sweet talk them into making it,
or maybe
so-
make it, like David said, one sign, but have those lines as far
the
as the sign.
striping, or I mean, the, like, ambient light through. Yeah, there's a,
Because, well, really, once you're driving, you're gonna, until you're up close, you're not gonna recognize that it's one sign versus 3.
Right.
Why spend that money? And really, the message is for people to know that Joe Coffee Company is there, and they're gonna get that message either way. But if you do like the stripes, you could
we'll
just,
be able to smell it.
oh, that's right.
I mean, if you're gonna put lines in a sign A, I would say do it like a matching with a background, so it'll kind of camouflage a little bit and blend in. It will look like it's a background,
Okay.
not like a white or so it kind
Oh.
of stick out.
Yeah,
But
Like because the backing is like an
Kind of tan.
off-white or tan.
and yeah, just
Yeah.
use a similar color that way. Kind of breaks
Yeah.
off a little bit.
And the lettering is actually a tan lettering as well, so,
tan on black.
yeah.
It'll be just an illusion that
Oh,
it
yeah, I
separates,
see in
but
there.
Technically, it's a one sign still. So I'll second the motion if there is a motion.
Yes, I move that we accept these proposals
I appreciate
at
it.
your discretion.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
With or without the stripes.
I
if he
am
wants to
saying,
Put them on the side.
I'm suggesting that we approve both of these, and then whichever one he chooses, can we do that?
Yeah, and we can also put in there that we would approve it if he decides to put
Okay.
2 lines in there too.
Okay.
Because we talked about that and said that would be an option.
Okay, so help me word
Because that
this
may
then.
be more economical.
Option C.
And-
We'll
Option C.
just, can we call that option C?
Absolutely.
Okay, so option A, B, or C,
Okay.
Option C being is
one sign with stripes.
That match the font color.
the background color of the
Yeah.
wall.
Picture A with the stripes from B.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll second that motion.
Ms. Wales?
Yes,
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
good luck to
We'll
you.
be open this Saturday after Thanksgiving, so.
This Saturday? Oh,
Yeah.
Good luck.
and I'll be able to smell the coffee where I live, which
Probably will.
which is about,
Smell me, I'm off
which is about half a mile down Darrow Road from there.
Matching.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Basically, nothing
Okay.
like
Okay,
matching. We did a font.
On to case number 2, 24-11-62. It's at 8900 Darrow Road in Unit H 104. It's the Onan staffing signage.
Yes.
Hey, you could throw your name out there even though
Yes,
you've been a time or two.
Gilbert Macias, Fast Signs of Twinsburg, representing owning staffing.
Onin, is that how you're pronouncing it? Onin?
That's the way I've heard it.
Okay, I just wondered.
If they pronounce it differently, they haven't told me.
Going in the Giant Eagle Plaza.
Yeah, they're actually 2 doors down from me.
Okay.
All right.
Next to the
Run through the-
chiropractor. It's next to the chiropractor in the corner there, if you
Yeah.
can, just giving you a reference.
All right, so if you give us a quick rundown of the sign.
So it is they're dimensional letters. Onin is electrical, so internally illuminated. Staffing is just cut aluminum, so it does not light up. Only the Onin part will light up.
Does the dot light up too? Over the eye?
Yes.
That-
Everything on Onin will light up, including the bar on top. Staffing is the only thing that will not light up.
Okay.
And they did that for cost considerations.
I'm confused about what's going to light up. Maybe you could describe it a little more clearly.
The letters Onin, O-N-I-N, will light up internally, and the dot above the I, and the bar above the O.
The letters O-N-I-N are black on my drawing.
That's correct. So they'll,
light up.
at night, they'll actually be white. So it's day-night vinyl.
They're going to be
So,
white against a white background. Help me out, maybe I'm.
I'm sorry, repeat your question?
Robert, well, my question is, I see a white sign, and I see black letters on it.
The white is aluminum panel. That's part of the sign face. That does not line up.
That doesn't light up.
That does not light
And I see
up.
black letters.
Correct.
I don't understand how black letters are going to light up. They're going to be
Because
black.
it's day-night vinyl, so the vinyl has perforations, so it's black during the day, and when it lights up, the light will go through the perforations, and it'll be white.
Okay, thank you, I didn't understand
Yeah, and
that.
then the other sign is just a small placard that goes on the marquee sign.
Yeah.
You turn to the next page, you'll see it actually goes on that big sign, the Giant Eagle marquee sign, Twinsburg
Oh,
Town
sure.
Center. and-
Yeah.
Okay.
Matching font or,
Any other questions, by anybody?
Is there a sign program for this building? Because I'm noticing one sign for Beltone next door, it's on the, almost like a top
Yeah, we've been
brick.
through that before, and I don't remember.
And then this one is going on the, just in the front
On
of
the
it.
sign face, correct. I don't know about a sign program specifically for the plaza, but if you have a sign face, which is the white part that you see on Onin staffing,
Yeah.
that's typically where we put the sign. Where Beltone does not have a sign face, it goes directly on the brick. But the same thing would be for like Mavis Winkles. They don't have a sign face. Panini's doesn't have a sign face.
Yeah, Dollar Tree doesn't.
Dollar Tree does have a sign face, actually.
Well, yeah, they do have the one main one, but then they
Correct.
have a few of these sections too along the
Yeah.
side,
Correct.
if I remember right.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're proposing two signs, not just one. You were also doing the.
The monument sign, correct. And the monument is the
All the
standard.
businesses have
Right,
their
right.
signs on the monument, and the lettering would be the same.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
If nobody has a question, I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Wales?
Yes,
Thank you.
All right,
I'm the next one, too.
thanks.
okay.
Okay, on to case number 3, 24-11-63. It's at 2095 Midway Drive, and it's S-Tech Incorporated signage.
Correct.
So,
So they currently have a banner as a sign, so we're replacing the banner with a permanent sign. So it's a wood It's a wooden panel with printed vinyl graphics.
I noticed that the sign proposed just has 2 posts, where the sign that's there has 2 posts and then an insert of, I guess it's a wood surround with the vinyl sign hanging in it.
Let me bring up the site photo real quick, yes. So it's actually, it's a banner.
Putting in a whole new sign in a
That's
different
correct. So we're
location.
taking, if you look at the, and I don't, you may not have it, but there's 2 wood posts, and then there's, oh, you do have it. So there's 2 wood, we're leaving the 2 exterior wood posts. Everything else is being removed, and then we're putting vinyl sleeves over the existing post, and then putting a panel between the 2 posts.
Okay.
So we're getting rid of it, the centerpiece, if you will.
All right, that's what I was trying to get to, so, but the sign's in the same location. It's-
Correct. We're reusing the exact same posts, of the exterior posts, and again, we're just covering them with vinyl sleeves to freshen them up.
And the front and the back are the same?
Correct.
I'm okay with
Yeah, it's good it has the address on it too, because it's hard to find addresses in that area when you're driving around looking. All right. But, gonna throw a motion
it. I'll
out
make a
there.
motion to approve as submitted. May I have a second?
Second?
You can make motions too, if you feel like it.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Ms. Wales?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes. All right,
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, on the 4th case, 24-11-64, it's at 8796 Independence Parkway, Unit 130, and it's Vantor signing.
I'm Jim Briolo with North Coast Sign and Lighting
Okay.
in Medina, and what we're proposing to, want to install a non-illuminated aluminum plate cutout letter sign on the front of the building. The letters will be stud mounted. And then on the other side of the building, we want to install a directional sign made the same way, stud mounted letters, stud mounted aluminum plate letters. And then, of course, on the front door, we're going to put the glass, the name of the company in vinyl.
So your front entrance will be the sign labeled N01,
Yes,
and then the back is the N03, is it 2? Yeah, the back is N03, and the vinyl sign on the door is the N02.
correct.
Now, one of the questions I wanted to ask, are they like, their entrance is going to be right next to PepsiCo?
Yes.
And then, are they taking the whole building, the whole rest of the building?
You know, I'm not
Looks
sure.
like it.
I believe so. Let me look at the plan.
No, so this company has been in this space since 2021.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they've been in this space for a while. They just haven't had signage.
Okay.
And so it's PepsiCo, Avantor, then Craft Pack,
Yes.
Craftworth, and I don't know if there's anybody else in that building.
I always thought that PepsiCo was only building,
Yeah. Yeah.
tenant in there, and I kept wondering, God, why is that staying empty? But I guess nobody wants signs up. So we have to approve a variance on this to allow that
The
sign
rear
in
sign.
the rear, because
Yes.
it's not on their frontage at all.
Correct.
And there is a letter, I understand, or a note from the landlord approving that to happen. Is that what?
So that is actually from, are you just talking about the email?
No.
Oh, wait.
There's an email that says, I guess we have to approve a variance for it.
Oh, yeah,
And there
so,
was,
yeah, the
authorizing
landlord
consent
is
from the-
approving it, or approves of it. It's just in our sign ordinance, it's something that's not allowed. But because this isn't, they're not advertising, like, it's a directional sign.
Yeah.
Like, for their rear entrance.
And it's not lit, which.
Yes.
Right.
Would be nice, I guess, for the front one to be lit, but,
And it's actually, it's above their dock door too, which I think it's probably important for them to, people to understand that that's their dock.
yeah.
Does it just, the logo and the Aventor, that's it? Does it say anything else?
No, that's it. What you see on the art is it.
think it's
It's
fine.
easy for the delivery trucks, I guess, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and I think it's very simple and straightforward.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, well, I think that's where I was confused, why I was thinking y'all had the whole building, because the site map we have shows it all the way down on the far end corner.
Okay,
But it's not, it's going to be located more towards the center behind them?
correct.
Okay. Yeah, you notice, see how they located it, like,
Yeah.
that's why I was asking if they had the whole building because of where the sign was placed, but,
Well, yeah, you can see on the site map where it's located.
yeah, that's what I was looking at. Which was throwing me off.
Is there a sign program in this development?
I'm sorry?
Like, if you look at
I
the
don't-
site
I don't
map,
believe so.
maybe you have a different site map, but,
So is there,
I mean, as long as it's going behind, see, like, okay, here's Delore Road.
Danielle, I guess my question is, if there's no sign program in place in this
But it's more,
development, which is a pretty big development, there's a lot of stores and the businesses in
that's what I
there.
was, that's what.
Why are
was-
they not
why I
allowed to put a
said
sign
you
by
have the
their
whole
dock
building,
door?
You know,
There's no sign program saying they can't.
with your front entrance
So
here.
it's
and
our
your back
city
here.
ordinance.
That's, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you're only allowed signage on
This is their dock
sides
door.
of the building that face a road.
This is the front door of the
But
building.
that's not, that's located.
That was why
Oh.
Fifth Third
Oh.
Bank,
Should
I don't know
actually
if you were
be
here for that one,
somewhere
why they
where
needed
the
a
back door
variance
is.
for
Faces
the
labeled wrong.
other side of their building.
I'm looking at this going blind.
Rear,
Yeah,
Huh?
that's what was
The
throwing
radius
me
of
off,
the
that's
rear,
why I
right?
thought they had the
Yeah,
whole
well, the one side, because the way that building sits, it's on the corner,
Mm-hmm.
but they had signage on the front and both sides.
Yeah.
But it was more like for visibility when you're driving down Darrow.
Yeah.
So for this instance, it's not necessarily to indicate, while you're driving past that this is where the building is. This is
But
for
if
their
people want to use
deliveries.
that business, they need those
Yeah,
directional signs.
yeah.
Correct.
It's more as a directional sign than a,
So does it still need a variance, though?
what's that?
Yeah.
Does it still needs a variance, though?
Yeah, for the rear sign.
So I'll have to make a motion for the variance.
Okay, and then
sign.
the approval?
Let's make one motion to approve with variance, to make it easier.
I don't know.
We did that last week, and I think we decided, I think Jason had said we should have one for each. Because we did, it like in
Yeah.
our last meeting, we had to do a variance too, and we had to vote, we voted on the variance separate, so may as well stay in the same format. So we need to
Okay,
make a
so
motion on the variance and then make a,
Okay,
after
so
that's
the
voted on.
variance, the motion on the variance should say that it's approved for Avantor for their sign proposals.
Yeah, for the sign that they propose to put up
Okay.
only,
So,
nothing else.
all right. Okay, so I will make a motion then that the variance is approved for Avantar's sign to be done
Yeah,
as proposed.
Yeah, on the
And then
rear.
we have to, so we vote on that?
yeah,
Okay,
and then we can motion for the other
okay,
one.
can I have a second?
Second.
Who's second?
Bob?
Ms. Wales?
Yes?
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes. All right, and then, you want to make one for the sign, or do you want to
Look,
continue?
do you want to make one for this, to approve the sign?
Make a motion that we approve the signs as proposed?
I'll second that.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Ms. Wales?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you. Have a good evening.
Pretty straightforward, simple.
I did too.
And it's just gets the message across. The logo. Pretty
Okay, case number 5, 24-11-65. It's at, whatever, 12059 Waywood Drive, and it's Macquarie Edition.
Yes.
So if you could throw out your name and then tell us what you're doing.
Cool. My name's Nick. I'm with Pinzone Group Construction, and the customer has we have like a screened-in porch with a
Okay,
roof
what
over
was
it.
your last name, though?
Pinzone. Pinzone.
Penzone?
Mhm.
Okay. All right,
Um,
you can continue, sorry.
Going to my notes, sorry.
So you guys are demoing the existing sunroom and
Yeah.
adding it in the same spot?
Yeah, so basically just putting a foundation underneath it. So, it's gonna have the doors in the same spot. Just putting.
The existing
windows.
one is on a slab?
It's on I don't know what it's on, but we're gonna cut it out and put a new foundation in.
Okay.
It looks like it's on.
Yeah, there's 4 posts on each corner, or, I'm sorry, 2 posts on the corners and 1 in the middle, so.
And it'll have the same footprint?
Yeah, exactly, yep.
Is the pergola coming down, or does that stay?
Pergola is not coming down, I don't.
Okay. So that'll stay with the pavers and everything as it is?
Yeah, that concrete there, yep.
Okay.
And one of the proposed exteriors got like a brick on the floor, like right here. Is that, you guys doing that too, or that's just the rendering?
I don't have that one on me,
So kind
but
of,
basically the brick foundation, you're gonna see like 3 courses of brick.
Not the foundation, more like a
The patio,
patio or walkway.
Yeah, if you
the
look at
stone
the.
patio, there's a walkway
If you look
next
at
to
the
it.
picture,
Oh, yeah, that's just gonna be.
See what that, it's
We're
like
actually,
red
Stamp
pavers.
patio.
yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
put pavers there.
I don't know if it's concrete
Match.
or
Yeah.
paver blocks, but whichever it is, that's staying like it is.
Yeah, that's gonna all stay, yep.
So
So
it's
we're
just, the rendering makes it look like brick, but it's
That's a
not.
stamp patio, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, all the
Yes,
Siding,
siding's gonna match.
painting, trim, all that
Windows
matches,
are
the
gonna be
roof
white
will
vinyl.
match.
Yeah, we're not touching the roof.
Are you the homeowner? Or you?
No, I'm the contractor.
There'll be, I guess, some kind of vent on that back wall, because they're putting in a gas fireplace. Is it gonna have just?
Yeah, it'll have a vent.
Vent that, which isn't showing up on the elevation, the right elevation, I think, is,
Yeah.
or is it, no, the left elevation.
Yeah, I don't think the engineer does that, or not mine, at least, but, yeah, there would be.
Doesn't put it in the
Doesn't put,
drawing?
yeah, he just doesn't put it in.
This is just a curiosity. The existing one looks like it has gutters,
Yes.
and I'm trying to see where the downspouts are. Are they at the outer corners?
They are, I believe they're in the corners,
The inside corners?
the inside corners, yep. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that kind
That's
of
where
makes
they're-
sense now that I think about it.
yeah, that's where they're gonna stay.
Because it looks like, well, I can't tell. It looks like there's a downspout on the outside corner of the existing drawing. Like, I'm not sure if that's a
On
downspout,
the one side, I don't,
which would be odd to do that. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's the right place to do it.
Is there any electrical going in there?
Are you looking at the picture?
the
or
room?
looking at the drawing?
there's already
Photograph and a
lighting
drawing.
and all that.
Just gonna use the
Oh,
same.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have outlets, they're gonna put outlets in, but
Yeah,
the
drawing's
lighting,
not Showing. gutters or
they have 2 lights
downspouts.
now, I think they're gonna have
Right.
4 or 8
I mean,
can recess
this
lights.
drawing, the renderings, it's a pretty simple, plain rendering that doesn't really have much detail in it.
Right. Just curiosity, I think.
It looks almost like in the photograph on the top left, the one that shows the pergola and then the existing sunroom. If you look in that corner back by the house, it looks like there's a downspout there. Is it,
Do you have the
I
actual
mean, I may be
pictures?
picking it up wrong, but it looks like a downspout, and then if you look at at the ground, right where it comes down, it looks like there's a, receiver in the ground, so it's going into the ground and into the storm sewer, but
Do you guys have the actual pictures of what it is? What it looks like? Like the actual,
we only have these
oh yeah, you got the same one I
three
have, okay.
pictures. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the downspouts are back, like, it would be behind this pergola post back there by the house.
Okay, all right.
And that's where, it's gonna stay there.
So they're in the same location.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're, basically just propping up the roof and same footprint, putting a foundation.
But you're propping up the roof?
Well, just temporarily, so we could put a foundation in.
Oh, but is the roof that's there coming down?
No,
Okay.
no, it's gonna stay.
Okay.
It's like the siding that's there,
Oh,
it's gonna be the same siding, we're just continuing down.
okay.
They're just putting up more permanent walls.
Yeah, these windows are all foggy and cracking and, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Any more comments, questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Ms. Wales?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you,
You're
thank
good to
you.
go from our end.
Good night.
Okay. Next up is approval of the minutes from November 7th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes
I reviewed it.
with any issues? No? Okay.
Not that I
and I'll-
remember everything that happened. Not that I remember exactly everything that happened.
You don't remember it all?
That's why you read the minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you really get stuck, you can go online and look
Oh,
at,
that's
watch the
true.
whole meeting over again, recorded.
I'm not sure that would be that.
It is, they also have YouTube, you can watch these cameras on YouTube and kind of see play by play.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes from November 7th as they are.
Second.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes?
Ms. Wales?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we need to excuse Sim, he didn't call
He's
in.
not excused.
He's not excused. He's only excused if you
Oh,
let
okay.
someone know in advance.
So we don't
This-
even
we
worry
are
about
not.
that?
We do not excuse him.
Okay.
No.
So he's not excused then?
He's not excused.
So we just don't
So-
do anything about it.
You just move forward as if,
Move forward.
Yep.
yes.
What's
You
the-
only excuse someone if they, like, 2 weeks ago, I had parent conferences, right? So I let everyone know, I called Daisy, I said, Daisy, can you cover me? That's an excused absence, just like calling your kid in sick from school, right? If you don't call your kid in sick, then they're unexcused. So he just needed to call and let us know why he's not gonna be here, which he did not do. Therefore, it's not excused. So we don't have to announce him unexcused. He's automatically unexcused
Yeah.
because we're not gonna excuse him.
Okay.
That's all.
What are the implications of that?
It's just for record. So part of it, when we go and have interviews for people to fill the seats, for example, like we do with you. A lot of times, every couple of years, whenever the seats are up, we look at, have them showing up, of how's their attendance record. So for example, if Valerie, whenever her time is up, she says, well, I just want to do it again. We really won't even call her in to interview. If we want to keep her, we'll just keep her. She doesn't have to re-interview. But that would be the time when we go, all right, he has missed so many meetings, right? There haven't been excused. It just lets us know we're not going to replace you. We're going to replace you, or make that decision, have that information to make a better decision. So that's really all it is.
Hoping that the next person will come to more meetings, right?
Right. Well, that's the goal. That's the goal, is to,
Yeah.
so, and it's not really just with this, it's with all the boards and commissions. There are some boards and commissions where the attendance is just really bad.
Really?
And so we've had to, say, all right, we need to come up with a better plan, for taking attendance. And I think Shannon Collins is doing more of attendance with these things and keeping track a little bit better, just so we can, know that next time the seat is up, to replace it or not replace it. And attendance is just one factor.
What about like allowing people to like do it virtually, like over Teams or Zoom, to kind of come in, like if somebody can't come in for some whatever reason, there's a bad weather, is there not something? city
Can you
has?
vote over Zoom? I don't know that answer. I don't want to pretend like I do.
I think the only time it was allowed was during COVID. But
I mean, we don't regularly Zoom the meetings anyway,
Yeah.
right?
No.
So there's no way, it would have to be a special circumstance to set it up and get the meeting set up to be done that way, I would guess.
I think that the point of having multiple people is if one person can't make it, it's okay if you can't make it one time, because things come up. We all have lives, we all have family, and things come up. I think the question is, why did you miss 6 meetings, you know?
That- Yeah, and that brings up something that I was thinking about too. You know, I think I have some of y'all's phone numbers, but not all of you, you know, the members on the board. And, which means I can't really call y'all if I wanted to. And I think I might have email addresses, but then I'm not sure I have them, because when we get our emails, it comes, you know, the email y'all send to us is a group email from, you know.
yeah, you should be able to expand
I don't
it.
think they were individually
Yeah,
listed. in
no,
there.
if you right click on the group name, you should be able to expand the list, and then you'll see everybody's.
Actually,
Unless it's.
Or does it not? Is it?
actually, that doesn't work on a phone. And I know
Oh.
that because we had conversation about council when, yeah, on a computer, you probably do
Yeah.
it always on your computer. See, on a phone, we had a situation because I couldn't see who was in that group, but my phone won't expand it.
Gotcha.
So if you're looking on your phone, you can't see it. And so I was emailing someone that I didn't realize, which is okay, it's just, it was a learning process for multiple members on council that you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't expand on a phone.
When I get to work to office tomorrow, I'll expand the list and I can email you everybody's email address.
Well, I can do it at home on my computer. A lot of times I am on my phone or my iPad.
I don't mind having
I'm not the
phone number.
computer.
I mean,
I don't,
Okay. Well, the other
You guys should
part
certainly
of
share it with each other.
having phone numbers is, like, you know, maybe Sim was planning on being here, but something at the last minute.
Yeah.
And if he didn't have any of our phone numbers, he had nowhere to call unless we state to call, you know, the building department office. But then
But then it
when
might
do
be
y'all
after
not man
hours,
the
too.
phones? Like, if he was planning on coming and then got tied up in traffic or who knows what, at
True.
5:45 and he knows he's not gonna make it,
Can we adjourn it and then have a discussion?
So-
Yeah.
Post this on the internet.
What did you say? I didn't even hear you.
We
Adjourn the
it
meeting.
First, before we have the rest of the discussion, otherwise it's gonna be part of the.
well,
Doesn't
do
matter.
we need to keep a record of that? Okay. Because there was something else I wanted to bring up that happened in our meeting, our last meeting too. And with David here, he might be able to help us better with that
Okay.
too, once we're done with this part. But, I don't know, I was just thinking if there was a way, you know, we could get, if it's allowed for the board to all have each other's phone numbers. Because I know in ways we're not supposed to, like, you know, I'm not supposed to call
Sunshine.
Valerie up and say, hey, what did you think about this, you know, proposal coming up this week? You know, do you agree with it, not agree with it? You know, we're not supposed to discuss the cases before the night.
Okay, take that one.
Yeah, you can.
So, I know on council, okay, I think you absolutely should have each other's phone numbers for that situation. Like you said, you're running late, things like that. You absolutely should have each other's phone numbers. I know with council, I cannot call a person. We're not supposed to convey how you're going to vote to each other
Right.
prior to the meeting. When you're, because if you do that, you know, anything like that should be on record so people could know what everyone's going to do at the same time. But I shouldn't be going around calling everyone and trying to sway the vote one way or another. You know what I mean? So that can't happen. But you can certainly have each other's phone numbers. Like if you had a question about something, you could certainly ask them, I would think, but you can't try to sway a vote.
Yeah.
Is what I have learned this year through, you know, like when we send reply, so I learned myself, so it's the sunshine law says that everything has to be in, you know, open meetings, okay? So there were times this year when I actually sent reply all to council members, and I said, well, you know, I think da-da-da-da, I think this, I think that, and that's when the law director told me, you know, hey, you cannot do that, you cannot do that. But sometimes it's okay when that happens, because then you learn
Yeah.
what you can and can't do, right? You don't know what you don't know, I say that all the time. So, you know, and the reason for that is because you're not supposed to sway a vote. Now,
Yeah.
if I did a reply all email just saying, hey, guys, I can't be there Tuesday, that's okay, you know?
Yeah.
But you
So we
can't.
have to use
Okay.
it properly.
Yeah, no, it was a couple of years ago when that bed and bath on the corner, they wanted to add on to it on Church Street in Aurora, which was a very controversial case, you know, what they wanted to do out there. And Jennifer and I, when Jennifer was chair, we didn't coordinate it, but we just happened to show up there to walk around the site at the same time, and she got all, wasn't really aware fully. I know we weren't really supposed to discuss what we thought about it, but she really got all flustered. She said, you know, we can't be here at the same time walking around. I mean,
Oh, I
it'd be
think so.
seen, you know, and I said, well, just you walk that way, I'll walk this way, you know. But
No, I think you're okay to, you're okay to have conversations. Again, to my knowledge, you're okay to have conversations. You just can't, you know, you can get information
can't.
off each other, say, hey, can you clarify this, or can you well, you know, is that gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as persuading how you're gonna vote,
Okay, or stating how you're going to vote. you know,
right,
anything
or
like
trying
that.
to even allude to how you're gonna vote, that should be done on an open floor like this.
Yeah.
But you could certainly have like a city council, I mean, we have each other's numbers, we call each other for things regularly, you know, but it's not to sway a vote. It could be for
Yeah.
clarification or, you know, something along that nature.
Okay.
I have no concern if anybody has my email address and my phone number.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I may,
I was going to ask the
I'll
question,
pass that around and write.
Can I bring it down?
would it be possible for somebody to send out
Well, that's what,
electronically?
if I can get all y'all to write them down, I'll have at least our 4.
Okay.
And then I'll,
And you send it-
when I see
those
Sim,
out?
I'll get his. Yeah, I'll send them to y'all.
Excellent.
Because I'll have your phone numbers and email addresses, so.
While you're doing that, I have another question. Do you know when the next meeting is? Do we have one in 2 weeks or no, December, beginning of December?
There is one scheduled. I don't know if we've received any
Phone number
applicants,
is,
applications for it.
3330.
All right, because
Your term is.
35.
Well, at the first council meeting,
2, 1,
December
4.
10th, I think it is.
Oh,
December 10th, I'm gonna look at here, December
I don't know if you want to write
10th.
your email just in
We
case
get
it
new,
break
it's the
out or
first
whatever.
Okay.
year of the new term, and so we will all have new council assignments. And so if we do not have a meeting prior to that, I will not be, this would potentially be then my last ARB meeting. And so if that is the case, I just want to say that I had a really great year working with you guys. You guys really work well together, and I know, Robert, you haven't been here very long, 2 meetings. But I want to thank you guys for a good year. You know, we move around. We don't have any longevity necessarily with one group, but it's nice to see all the different groups. And I know you guys have to work with Val, which is probably tough, but,
Boy, here we go.
Write it in.
but, no, I just want to thank you guys for a good year and seeing what you guys do, so I
Well,
appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here too and
So,
sitting with it.
sorry if I talk too much.
Oh, that's okay. The other thing I wanted to bring up was, and yeah, hopefully y'all should remember it. You weren't here, but David, and y'all weren't here either, but we had, the last case we had, I think it was an addition to their house. There was nobody here to represent them. And we went ahead and kind of looked at it, and it wasn't that complicated of a job. So we were able to look at it, and we ended up approving it. All 5 of us were here, but Sim didn't approve it because his intention was that if they can't get out to present their project, we shouldn't review it. Now, my history in the past from being on the board was that we could review it. And if we had no problems with it, we could go ahead and approve it. If we had problems with it, then we just wouldn't put a motion out there, and we would just, say that it would have to be held over till, next meeting or till somebody could be here. Now, is that an issue? Should we not review things if somebody's not here to present it?
So I don't 100% have the answer, but I can give you my opinion on it. You have people, this is my opinion, I it could be right, I'm not sure, but you have people here, so if you have a question, they can answer it. If there are absolutely no questions, you wouldn't technically need them to stand there anyways, right? I'll give you a prime example, a sign. If you have a sign that has, it's a sign, it's so obvious, it falls within the guidelines of the city restrictions and the sign program of that, I don't even know why you would need someone here. But if you had a question and nobody was here to answer it, then I would agree, you table it to the next week. If there was even one question they couldn't answer. You want to answer that differently?
No, I'm in agreement. I mean, if you are comfortable making a motion to approve because you do not have any questions, and majority of the board doesn't have questions either, I mean, if you guys feel comfortable voting on it, then by all means.
Okay.
One no vote doesn't, I mean, as long as there's a full board, it doesn't hinder the outcome. But, I mean, yeah, we get some applicants that submit very good things, that don't require any feedback from, or questions, where there's other things that are submitted that you have lots of questions.
Right.
So, I mean, it's whatever you guys are comfortable with.
But I agree, if there's even one question that you're just,
One question, then
Yeah.
you
and
got-
they're not here to answer it, then that's their fault for not being here to answer even one question.
Okay.
You're the chair, you make the rule.
Right.
I make the rules.
Well, but I think but again, if everything's here,
Rubber stamp everything.
I think you could, I don't think they have to be here.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes. I'm just gonna keep saying yes.
Whatever, if he says it,
Well,
we're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't really thought about it, because I know we've done that in the past. And, but then after that meeting, and the way Sim seemed kind of adamant about it, I started thinking about it, and I didn't want it to be something that would set a precedence and everybody just, because I'd rather somebody's here.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
don't
we do
want it to be,
require
well,
it.
oh, they got approved without even being there, so I don't have to show up either, I don't
Yeah.
want.
It is required to be
People
here?
not-
It is required, but again, if you don't, as a board, don't have any questions, because it's something that's very simple, very cut and dry, or they have provided you with an overabundance of information, and if you guys feel that it's fit to approve without somebody being here, that's your decision to make as a
Okay.
I mean,
board.
if it's required by building department, somebody be here, right? Then let's just roll with that. If they can't show up for their own, appointment, then sorry, wait another 2 weeks. I mean, it can go both ways, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I get it, we don't have any questions, but what if we do?
Well, then you don't approve it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
that,
but building department is saying that, you're required to. You're required to do something, that means you show up. And then if you're not required, then why are we being required?
well,
It's either way.
but I guess the question is, why is it required? My response would be, it's required so they can answer your questions.
If that is the case, then yes, we can take the case if we have no questions.
Right. But that's why I think it's required, so they can answer your questions.
Sometimes a question doesn't come up until
You're,
the presentation starts, and then like, oh, well, I didn't think about that while I was just looking at it, but now I have a question.
Yeah, and sometimes I know, like, you can ask a question and then it spurs, oh, well, yeah, what about, and I'll think of something that
Right.
keys off of that too, but.
Then don't approve it. Like, I would say in that situation, unless it's like something very small, cut and dry, like a sign, like a
Except
basic
a
sign.
lot of these are, and I'm going to go back, because that was my thought at first, but go back to what Danielle said, which is the city requires that they come.
Right.
I think we should require that people be here, and
But I think what David said, why are they required though to answer our questions? But if you don't have a question, I mean, either way,
It could
either
be-
you do it this week or next week when they show up, only thing you're doing is delaying the project.
Exactly.
You know? We're here to help the city, not like make it burden on them. So it's a public service kind of thing, so.
either
If they show
way.
up, they show up, and if they don't show up and you have a question, we'll table it next week. If you don't have a question, you say, move along.
Well, and then are people going to say, well, we don't need to show up, it's,
Well, then you can say, I have a question, and then they'll have to come back.
Although I think how many people are gonna, like, if I have an appointment in 3 weeks from now, how am I gonna know what happened at a meeting 2 months? I'm not gonna know that person wasn't
So
there.
like a
and
fast sign person, he comes here almost every other meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
He would know, and he'd be like, yeah, I have to go. And I noticed, like, within the last 6 months, when every time he presents sign, after being here for years, he knows what to expect and what type of signs to submit. He's very thoughtful about his submissions. He only give enough information that we need. So, he keeps it short and simple, so. I don't know.
Okay, well, should we,
adjourn?
food for thought,
Yes,
adjourn,
food
and
for that.
we'll go with the intention unless there's big issues, that if it's simple enough and there's no questions,
Unless it
do it that way.
becomes-
If
Even if you had a
anybody has any
suggestion,
question at all or concerns about what's really happening, then we'll,
but
table it.
even if you had a suggestion that you wanted to tell them, and they're not here for that suggestion,
Yeah.
well, then that'd be a reason for you to table it also. I mean, that's your right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if, again, it's cut and dry and they're not here, why would you not pass it? It just delays it. I agree.
Like the one sign, the red one.
The Joe's Coffee?
Not the Joe
Oh.
Coffee one, it was the,
The one that had the lit up letters?
yeah, Aztec, Midway Drive.
Oh, right.
It was simple. Like, if that guy wouldn't be here, I'd be like, you know what, that's cut and dry, disapprove it. So,
Yeah, all right.
We need a motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
I move we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
Ms. Wales?
Yes.
Mr. Sharma?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Mr. Markovitz?
Yes.